What is up? We are back in black in the building. What is going on? Shout out to everybody that's out there in the core plantation world, getting ready to slap the shit out of a European, trying to tell you what to do. Shout out to all my niggas that's not dry snitching and telling, but just going to work to do their job so they get their paycheck and get the fuck up out of there. Much power and respect to you. It is not easy to do. So shout out to you all. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there that's on a health regimen. They CMOS, they how to eat to live by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So shout out to everybody that's out there on that. It is another day, another 10 cents, another $350,000 for black folk, for white folk. They are that head of the curve when it comes to this nation's wealth. So shout out to everybody that's melanated and highly favored that understands who holds the power in the nation's wealth. It is not black folk. I don't care if we do spend $2.2 billion a year. Well, why don't you add up how much the dominant white society spends? Big bank, take little bank, nigga. Stop all the bullshit. Shout out to everybody that understands exactly what they need to do in their everyday life. Come up with your own formula of what you need to do. Because it is not about you being in somebody else's lane. It's about you establishing your lane and handling business. So shout out to people that's handling their business right now. Hey, shout out to all my finessing ass niggas that's at the core plantation begging and shit. Man, y'all niggas need to stop that shit too, man. By the way. And it ain't just black folks that be doing it. I be seeing a whole lot of motherfucking white people, whole my mother just come on the job just begging. It's like, goddamn, nigga, you got all the wealth and you're white and you're still begging? God damn. But that's what the fuck go on. So shout out to everybody that understands how this shit works, how the system of racism and white supremacy works. If you're not trying to establish a system of justice, then I don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what you're doing. Shout out to everybody that knows who they are and knows that a job is something you do. It's not who you are. Shout out to everybody that is reading, studying, and understanding exactly what's going on. Go get you an etymology dictionary. I was looking up the meaning of patriot. That's why I got this etymology dictionary out. Go get it. Very, very good tool to have. Go get you an etymology dictionary so it can show you exactly what the fuck is going on. So go get that. Give you the origin of words like money and pharmacy, all this other shit. So for all y'all that don't know, pharmacy means poisoner, by the way. There's a difference between cash and currency. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that understands what that is. If you're reading, keep reading. If you ain't doing but reading 5 minutes a day, that's better than not reading at all. You were better today than you were yesterday. Think about it. Glass is half full, not half empty. Hey. Shout out to everybody that understands what's going on. We're going to get into a lot of shit. We're going to get into Morgan Wallen again. I'm going to play some shit about him. And we're going to discuss that white football player, Chad Wheeler, who beat the shit out of a melanated sister, but they not talking about it. But your boy from the Baltimore Ravens, Ray Rice, gets kicked out of the league. Oh, but because y'all didn't see that white boy beat the shit out of the sister, then it doesn't count? Stop. We're going to talk about white fragility. We're going to talk about deflection. We're going to talk about all this shit. We're going to get into it, man. And also, shout out to all my women out there that's just slanging that pussy hole. And shout out to the niggas. There's niggas out there selling dick and women selling pussy. There's women out there selling, it's a bitch out there selling pussy right now. Trust and believe you me. But when I buy pussy, I'm going to tell you right now, I check the Carfax. So niggas better check the Carfax. If bitch, you got 100,000 miles on your shit, you need your transmission dropped, then bitch, I'm not finna pay a whole lot of money for that pussy hole. And I can auction off your pussy. And we can start off the auction off at $35. Let me get $35, yeah. $45, yeah. $45, yeah. $35, yeah. Sold to the next sucker. And that's exactly what you gonna do with your pussy fuck with a nigga like me. Especially when the bitch be like, hey man, when you be like, hey man, let me check the Carfax. The bitch be like, Carfax? Yeah, on your pussy hole. I wanna see how many miles you got on it. Bitch gonna be like, what the fuck that mean? Well, bitch, you know, you the only one that know how many miles you got on your pussy hole. Shit. So shout out to everybody out there that's doing that. Look, some bitches, if they could, they would take their pussy off, and put it in a little bitty box and mail it to a nigga and be like, look, now you can have this pussy, but before you have it, I'm gonna need you to Venmo me, PayPal me, or Cash App me, or sell me my money first, and then you can open up the pussy hole, okay? That's what bitches would do, straight up. And niggas would be like, shit, I'll take that shit if a bitch can marry your pussy hole. I'll fuck that pussy. Y'all niggas are. And shout out to everybody that thinking just praying is gonna change things when it comes to the system of racism and white supremacy. That's never gonna change. It's a collective effort, and it's a team sport. And if you don't understand that by now, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But we gonna get into this shit, and last but not least, we gonna talk about the Gorilla Glue bitch. Now, what would possess you to put glue on your motherfucking hair? I've been watching this, and I try not to talk about it, and I tried to talk about it, and I waited to talk about Chad Wheeler, but we gonna get into that in a minute. So we gonna get into it. Shout out to everybody that's out there handling business at the Court Plantation and making it do what it do. And we gonna get into it. Hey. Man. Let me cut this shit down. Man. First of all, we gonna get on. What should we talk about first? Let's talk about. I want to talk about this football player. And the reason why I want to talk about this football player, Chad Wheeler, because it's like they're keeping this out of the press. And nobody knows what's going on. And I know his girlfriend went on there and talked to Gayle King, but I want to know why they're not talking about it. And what really got me interested is Ray Rice bopped his bitch one time because the bitch was all up in his face. Okay, he bopped her. Some people say he was wrong. Some people say he was right. My thing is, why would anyone, especially black, in the United States of America Incorporated, when you know how hard it is for black folk to get a hold of any type of money and currency, why would you then jeopardize that and be arguing with him? That was my whole situation with the Ray Rice's thing, is what would possess that woman to be arguing with him and in public and acting a fool like when I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong. What I'm saying is, why wouldn't y'all do that in the sanctity of your own home where nobody knows about it and that money couldn't be taken away from him? He lost a lot of money behind that. And what I don't like is she still stayed with him. She still married him. They still didn't want to let him in the league. But this Chad Wheeler, which is a part of the dominant white society, beat the fuck out of his black woman and told her to kneel before him on some motherfucking Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington type shit. On some motherfucking, I didn't free the slaves, bitch. Get on your knees. That type of shit. But we sitting up here not even thinking about the Ray Rice shit. I'm like, damn. Just like the Rihanna shit with Chris Brown, man. Like, you can't hit nobody upside their head. Now that I do agree with Whoopi Goldberg. She was like, don't hit nobody and you won't get hit back. That's why you don't put your hands on nobody. And everybody vilified Chris Brown. That's why I'm proud of Chris Brown. He handling business. I'm glad that, I'm not no head. I'm glad that nigga's handling business. I want Chris Brown to win. I'm a Chris Brown fan. You know why? Because we wasn't there, and bitch, you don't have a right to be bopping nobody upside their head like that over and over again. You don't know what this man's going through. And see, let me tell you something. This only happens in the United States of America Incorporated. Go over there to one of them third world. Go over there to Iraq or Iran and get to talking crazy to one of them niggas over there and see what the fuck they do to you. Go to Bangladesh. Them motherfuckers will throw battery acid on your face. You be disrespectful to a man over there. But only over here, a bitch can talk crazy, slap the shit out of you, bop you upside the head. It's like, what the fuck? What, you know? And then a lot of the times is, the women never gets faulted for their conflict resolution skill set. It's always the nigga. The nigga could just shove the bitch. Oh, you're going to jail. And it's like, okay, fine. But when it's a white boy, oh, well, he's not a nigger, so he's not going to jail. And nobody's talking about this shit. So we gonna get on it because I don't understand. My question to everybody, whoever listens to this, why the fuck they ain't put this motherfucker in jail or kick him out the league? But Ray Rice was plastered everywhere. They didn't even give him a chance to apologize or do shit. Man, I can't wait till that film Buck Breaking comes out by Tariq Nasheed. I can't wait to watch that shit. That's gonna break a lot of shit down. All them Hidden Colors break shit down. That's why I like watching them. Because it breaks down the shit to a science. You like, why? What you mean, Warren? Think about it. Think about it. You work at the Court Plantation. They want you to be who they want you to be. And if you're not who they want you to be, you're never excelling. So for all you melanated brothers and sisters that want to climb up this Maslow's hierarchy of need at a Court Plantation, nigga, that's not it. Straight up. And I've been watching this Chad Willis shit for a minute. I ain't even really tweeted about it. I just wanted to see how long it was going to go on before they kick him out the league. I was just going to see, just like the Tom Brady shit. I like what Shannon Sharp said. Shannon Sharp was like, okay, well, he can stand next to Donald Trump and make America great again, but Deshaun Stevenson can't even stand next to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And then Skip was like, well, he is anti-Semitic. Shannon Sharp was like, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the double standard. It doesn't matter what he is. We're talking about, so he can't stand next to Mr. Farrakhan, but Tom Brady can stand next to Trump and make America great again and all this other stuff. He was like, being pro-black does not mean you're anti-white. That means you're for your people. See, we got to start getting that in our psyche and understanding that shit and understand what white fragility is and the deflection and all the alligator rolling and doing the Dougie and shit so they can get out of shit. But then they'll hold our feet to the fire. Remember, I always will say this. Who's holding the accountable accountable? That's a fact. Who's holding the accountable accountable? That's the only thing I want to know. Who's holding them accountable? Because I find it quite, I just find it quite interesting that nobody's talking about this football player. And when I mean nobody is talking about this motherfucker. Nobody's talking about this football player, but he beat the shit out of a black woman. Man, they still trying to put OJ in prison. They still want to, man, trust and believe you me. And any other nigga that beating the shit out of a dominant white society. If you got a white bitch, you beat the fuck out of her, and the bitch go to the cop, do all that bitch ain't in your corner. And if she Latino, you beat the shit out of her, and she go to police on you, nigga, then she ain't in your corner either. You like, what you saying? She's supposed to accept abuse. What I'm saying is she should leave quietly. That's what I'm saying. Because it's a double standard. And niggas can't even shove a bitch and guilty, nigga. But this white boy beat the shit out of her. Basically, bitch, I didn't free the slaves. Get on your motherfucking knees and bow before me. And ain't nobody look at that. All his black players should have been like, nigga, what you on, bro? Like, what you doing? Like, I don't give a fuck about all that, nigga. What